it is a feature of young offending, driving stolen cars, and the penalties that are imposed before it reaches such tragic levels, or sometimes really not the right sort of penalties. I mean, that was the absolute worst thing that can happen when somebody underage drives a car. But going further down the scale, joyriding, as it's known, can also cause damage to property and other types of harm.
But we're talking about killing people and tearing people's lives apart for the rest of their lives.
Yes, well, causing death by dangerous driving is an extremely serious offence. Extremely serious offence. The statistics that you've obtained of the young people who are being disqualified from driving will not have committed that offence. They will have committed different types of offences. So, I mean, I think we've got to be clear what we're talking about here. I think Darnell's sister absolutely hit the nail on the head when she said, there's not enough for young people, particularly from disadvantaged backgrounds, to do. There's not youth clubs, there's not things for them to join into, so they seek their thrills, stealing cars and joyriding on the streets with such tragic, awful consequences in that case.
Not enough for young people to do, aren't they? Sort of enriched as never before, in some ways.
I don't think that's true at all. As she said, youth clubs are closing. You can talk about different stratas of society. This type of offending tends to come from young people from deprived backgrounds. And what really should happen is the first time they're caught for something like this, there should be some educated, diversionary work done with them through the young offending system to educate them about the dangers of driving at such a young age when you're not trained, you're not qualified, and the tragic consequences that can follow.
Do you think if there were youth clubs, they would all go to those youth clubs?
Well, I mean, I'm just quoting something that was said in the piece. I mean, that's just one example. I think what there needs to be is education in schools about the dangers of driving whilst unlicensed, uninsured, and untrained. Because that's the point, isn't it? When you're 12, 13, 14, you haven't been taught how to drive. You haven't gone through the rigorous hoops that are necessary and appropriate for you to pass your driving test. So you just get into a car or get onto a moped or get onto a scooter and drive it, and you're putting yourself and others in danger. So it is about education.
Indeed, longer sentences. Are there a problem with longer sentences because they meet hardened criminals, and that kind of reaffirms and confirms the criminality that is sometimes the basis of which is sometimes their background?
Well, that is one way of looking at it. Another point which is important to make is, the sentencing in this country is by and large now governed by guidelines of the Sentencing Council. And what the Sentencing Council says in relation to young offenders, which are those under 18, is that it's not punishment and deterrence that is the first principle of sentencing. What you're looking at is to try and divert them from criminality so that they don't carry on with a life of crime. And if you catch them when they're young, at the earliest point of offending, to try and divert them out of the criminal justice system so that they recognise the dangers of offending in this type of offence and other types of offences, and to go on to live lives as usual members of society.
Thank you very much. Joy Merriam from the Law Society at 7:25.
This is BBC 5 Live on digital, online, smartphone and tablet.
The men's curlers in their final stone of this match against Japan. We'll get an update from that very shortly. Here is Orna.
And they were holding all the traffic on the M56 in Cheshire on the eastbound side. So it's the busiest side heading towards Manchester between Junction 8 at Tatton and Junction 7 at Bowden Island. It was all to clear an accident, a number of vehicles involved. Only one lane is closed though. So the queues are backing up to the M6 at the Lim interchange. The M6 in Cumbria heading north. Junction 44, that's where we've got one of the lanes closed because of the spillage of glue. The entry slip also closed. It's going to be tomorrow now before they reopen that. M6 in the West Midlands northbound, the accident there, Junction 5 to 6. And that's at Spaghetti Junction. One of the lanes is still closed. The M5 in Worcestershire, a breakdown northbound. It's at Junction 6 for Worcester with one lane closed. M1 in Bedfordshire, that breakdown's gone, but queues remain. Heading south, it's from 11 down to 10 at Luton. M4 heading towards London in Berkshire. Junction 6 at Slough, that's where the highways were holding all of the traffic back. Back of the queue queue now is to junction 8-9, but the good news is all lanes are open if you're heading towards London. Just stick with it. M25 clockwise, junction 30 at Lakeside. The breakdown's gone, but queue's still there. And then we've got major problems with the trains. Between Preston and Carlisle, no trains are going through. That's because of overhead cable problems. But there's also another problem for you as well. Between Birmingham New Street and Wolverhampton, the police are dealing with an incident, so check ahead of travel. I want to mention to Five Live Travel.
The FA Cup on the BBC.
Pep's plans paid off. Poch struggled to deliver. Big